Today, we're going to dive into a story that's deeply personal, but also, I think, incredibly universal. It's a journey of passion, of persistence, and of asking those really tough questions when a dream doesn't quite go as planned. It's all about what that lifelong pursuit is really worth in the end. So let's start with a question we have all answered a million times, right? We dreamed of being firefighters, doctors, astronauts. For the person at the heart of our story today, well, that answer was always singular, always crystal clear. You see, his dream wasn't just to be an actor. Oh no, it was to be a great one. The vision was so vivid, those big, glamorous stages, just bathed in bright lights, with the power to make an entire audience feel something real. And for a little while, that dream felt totally within reach. It began, like so many of these journeys do, not in glamour, but in a shabby little theater that smelled of old wood and, well, dreams. The script wasn't much. The audience was even smaller, but stepping onto that stage, that felt like pure magic. The intensity of that feeling, it was everything. This wasn't just a job or some hobby. The way the words felt, the way the crowd would go silent, hanging on every single syllable, that was the moment he knew, this is exactly where I'm meant to be. He lived for it. But you know how it goes. Dreams, especially in the arts, they often run up against a pretty harsh reality. That initial spark of magic eventually gave way to the long, hard journey that followed, as the years and the auditions just kept on going. And that gap between the dream and the day-to-day just grew wider and wider. Those big, glamorous stages, they became shabby little theaters. The bright lights were often just a single, kind of dim spotlight. And the roar of a massive crowd, that was replaced by the quiet attention of a pretty sparse audience. After a while, that contrast becomes impossible to ignore. So, how did this all unfold? Well, it started with that first magical role, just full of promise. But that was followed by years of countless auditions, which then, sadly, led to fewer and fewer opportunities. The parts got smaller, and that grand dream, once so clear, was now just shrouded in doubt. Look, this kind of path is a life filled with way more no's than yeses. And each rejection isn't just a missed opportunity. It's something that just chips away at your spirit, at that very dream you've held on to for so long. And this brings us to a really critical turning point. After years of the struggle, the cumulative weight of it all just leads to this profound doubt. This is that moment where the entire journey, everything, comes into question. And what made it even tougher was looking around and seeing friends move on. They were finding stability, conventional success, and real happiness in other careers. Meanwhile, he was still on this difficult, stubborn path, feeling that dream become more and more elusive every single day. And it all just boils down to this one single heavy question. After all the sacrifices, the endless hope, the heartbreak, was any of it really worth it? But then, just as that doubt reaches its absolute peak, something shifts. A new perspective starts to emerge, one that suggests the value isn't found in the final destination at all, but in the journey itself. The pursuit becomes the prize. So, despite all the disappointments, there's no real regret. And you might ask why? Because the path of an actor, even one who doesn't make it, offers this unique and profound reward. Through every single character, a new life is lived. Think about it. On stage, he's been kings and he's been paupers, heroes and villains. He's loved and lost more times than most people do in real life. The journey taught him about passion, it forged an incredible resilience, and it revealed the beauty in those magical, fleeting moments. So, if the fame and the big stages never actually happened, what's left? The craft, that unwavering, pure love for the work itself. That's the force that pulls him back, time and time again, to those small stages, for those sparse audiences who still believe in the magic of theater. So, what's the key takeaway from this entire journey? Well, this personal story really broadens into a universal message for anyone who has ever chased a dream, no matter what that dream is. The message is simple and it's direct. For anyone out there whose dreams have weathered storms of doubt and disappointment, the advice is to keep going, keep striving. Not because every dream is guaranteed to come true exactly as you imagined, but because the pursuit itself has immense value. And maybe success isn't about being a great actor, but a great lover of acting.
This totally redefines success around passion and authenticity, not just what other people think. And maybe, just maybe, that is more than enough.
This whole story really invites us to ask ourselves, is a dream measured in applause and acclaim, or is it measured in the passion, the resilience, and the life you actually live while you're chasing it? How do you measure a dream?